Chanting will start showing you things about yourself you don't want to see, attitudes you've been carrying, opinions you've hardened into, ways you've decided other people are the problem. This isn't your practice malfunctioning. This is your practice working exactly as it should, shining light into the one place that actually needed it. Nichiren didn't frame practice as a source of comfort first and self-knowledge second. In his major treatise, Arguing for the Correct Teaching, he traced social and personal turmoil back to a distortion in how people related to the law itself, not as an abstract error out in the world, but as something happening inside the people experiencing the turmoil. That's a harder claim than it sounds. It means the disturbance you're trying to escape by chanting is, at least in part, made of your own accumulated positions, the grudges you've stopped examining, the story where you're right and someone else is the obstacle. He was direct about what happens next. In his letter, written from exile on Sado, he described obstacles and hostile forces intensifying specifically as a practitioner's faith deepens, not as it weakens, citing this as a documented feature of the Lotus Sutra's own account of practice, not a personal theory. The pattern he pointed to: real engagement with practice doesn't produce a smoother inner life on schedule. It produces friction, precisely at the points where you've been least honest with yourself. He didn't treat this as a sign to back off. He treated it as confirmation that something real was being disturbed. This is worth being unsentimental about, because it's the part people quietly skip. If chanting mostly makes you feel settled and validated, that's fine, but it isn't the whole of what Nichiren described. He wrote to his followers repeatedly about the danger of slandering the law, and he included in that category the subtler internal moves: arrogance, self-righteousness, the quiet conviction that your view of a conflict is simply correct. Practice surfacing your own hardened opinions isn't a side effect. It's arguably the point where the teaching actually meets you. None of this requires spiritual language to hold up. If a practice claims to work on you, it should be checkable in the way it changes what you do with the people you've decided are the problem. Nichiren gave his own standard for this, and it wasn't abstract argument or scriptural citation. In his letter on the 3 kinds of treasure, he ranked what he called actual proof, visible results in a person's concrete life, above documentary proof and theoretical proof. Not because doctrine didn't matter to him, but because he considered lived outcome the more honest test of whether a teaching was doing anything at all. That standard applies here too. An article claiming that discomfort in practice is evidence of it working is only worth as much as what shows up afterward, whether the attitudes it describes actually loosen or whether the piece just gave you a more sophisticated way to keep them.